subscribing, like, share, and comment on this video. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you, and thank you. Please remember to turn on your post notification bells so you can get notified every time I post a new video. Okay? Otherwise, tell your friends to tell their friends to tell their friends and their friends that sis is here. Okay? Alright. Today I bring you something really nice, special maybe, but also very hindsight. But anyway, I know that I said in my last video, using little challenges and fun videos and all of that. But I do have something for you guys in the pipeline, so do not fret when sis is here, okay? As you can see by the title of this video, today I'll be doing, or rather reflecting, on the 22 things I learned at 22. As a quit 22, but I thought I should stop myself at 22, otherwise I'm gonna go on for the whole day, and I know you guys don't have time for that. Okay, so let's just get straight into the video. I think I'm gonna start from the last one I wrote, because I wrote it down, because if ingakhuluma from the heart uzophinda izinto eziningi, like uzophinda into eyi-one kaningi, uzophinda izinto eziningi kaningi, you know what I mean, yeah. Okay, so first things first. Number one, your pace is exactly that. It's your pace. It's yours. You really don't have to beat yourself up about other people's journeys and whatnot, because at the end of the day, you are walking this pace, and this pace belongs to you. You understand? I have had a lot of frustration here, Koleo parts. Like, I felt like, Kandi, why? I'm dragging. My life is dragging. Nothing's happening. But then I realized, had I fast forwarded or had things moved a lot more quicker, maybe things was telling thinking. You understand? So sometimes when you find yourself behind, well, you're comparing yourself to others. That's how you know that you're behind. And mabona ukuthi no man, when everyone else is like 100 steps ahead of me, you are probably being protected from something worse, something into ebingakubulala, into ebingakulimaza, or even set you back 100 steps backwards. Okay, so your pace is yours. Embrace it, honey. Number two, venting helps. If you feel you can't take it anymore, you feel like as in an outlet, it helps. Venting helps. I'm speaking this from experience. I've had a lot of moments where I just wanted to, and it makes the load a lot more lighter. You understand? So you must speak about things, even though when and you feel like venting is not for me, you should try it. Then if it doesn't help, then you can try other stuff like boxing. That's I'm not using it, because the only thing that actually works for me is talking about stuff. Or you can cry. I think that also helps. You can cry about stuff. But yeah, you must talk about things. Number three, you always have a choice. Believe it or not. And it's a cliche, like you've heard this a million times if in your entire existence, which you always have a choice. Even in times where you feel like you don't have a choice, you actually do. It's just that when you have decided to choose the more difficult option, and then you say, I don't have a choice. But the truth is, you do. You have a choice. You can choose between doing something and not doing it. You can choose to keep quiet about something and actually speak about it. You can choose to stand up for something or just do nothing about it. So you always have a choice. That's it. Number 4, you are you for a reason. And I feel like, hey, this one, a lot of people struggle with it because, okay, kuhle ukuthi ube nomuntu ofuna ukufana naye ne, but kuhle ukuthi ube wuwe. It's good to be you, to just live in your own skin, and you are you for a reason, because had you been like someone else, then there'd be 2 of you. It wouldn't be that much fun, because now we know that if you're not there, someone who's exactly like you is there. So it's, you are you for a reason. That's it. I'm not even gonna elaborate on most of these things because they're self-explanatory. You are you for a reason, honey, and embrace it. Enjoy being you, and it's okay if you haven't figured yourself out and you still don't know a lot of things about you. You've got a lifetime ahead of you. You've got like plenty of time to figure that out. Okay. Number 5. Knowledge is power. I saw somewhere someone says that knowledge is not power. I don't know what that person meant, but I think knowledge is power. If you know something about something, you are more likely to use it use it in a way that's gonna benefit others, benefit you, than someone who doesn't actually know anything about anything. You understand? In my last video, I did a book. I spoke about the book How to Have a Difficult Conversation. See, if you know things, if you know something about something, then you're most likely to be a bit more successful than someone who doesn't actually know anything about something. I don't know if I'm making sense. Okay, let me put it to you this way. You want to find a solution to something, and if you know the cause of the problem, if you know why the problem occurred and things like that, I don't know if I'm making sense, but something along those lines, honey, you know. So if you know a lot more information about something, then you're most likely to advance into finding ways to better deal with that. Yeah, my phrasing is a bit off, but I think the gist of what I'm saying is getting to you. Yeah. So knowledge is power. Don't let someone trick you into believing otherwise. Yes. Number 6, not having it figured out doesn't mean you won't have it figured out. That's just what I said about you being you for a reason. If you don't know what you're going to do next, it doesn't mean it won't always be that way. You haven't figured it out because you're here, but it doesn't mean you always remain you figure it out at some point. There's gonna be a moment of enlightenment and you're gonna have it figured out, and it doesn't mean you're gonna stay there forever. You know, I have had moments where I hadn't figured things out, and I was so frustrated and I didn't know if I'm ever gonna have it figured out. But guess what? I did. I figured it out, and now I'm at a much better place. So take light and just believe that you'll have it figured out. Okay, yeah. Anyway, next. Praying isn't outdated. I feel like our generation doesn't really find comfort and find solace and console in praying. I don't know why that is, but for the people who don't really enjoy praying, I say try it. And then if it doesn't work for you, I'm really sorry. But praying isn't updated. Praying isn't just for adults. Praying isn't just for hard times. Praying isn't just for good times. Prayer doesn't really have a season. Prayer is, like our pastor always says, it's the soul's breath. So if you don't pray, your soul doesn't breathe. And that means you're dead. So prayer isn't updated. You pray through everything. Pray even when you're just feeling demotivated and you're feeling like, you know what, I don't have inspiration to do something. I don't have the energy to do something. Pray about it. God might just surprise you. Okay. Number 7. You're allowed to make a big deal out of important things. You are. If it's important to you, then you're allowed to make a big deal out of it. You know, what's important to me might not be important to you. What I consider as the one thing that will get me through whatever it is I need to get through, you might not consider that important. But for the fact that you do, you're allowed to make a big deal out of it. And even if people try to dim your light and be like, but why are you making a big deal out of it? I'm making a big deal out of it because it's important to me, okay? And don't tell me otherwise. Thanks. I don't even know, I didn't number these things, guys. But anyway, the next one, taking care of others makes you feel better. If you're one person who's caring and who's very nurturing, I feel like treating other people good or taking care of them will ultimately make you feel better. It is what it is. There's just something about making people feel better that makes you feel better. You're like, I did that. I did that. Oh my God, I made them feel better, and now they're at a much better place, you know. So I suggest you try it, even though it just takes, it just takes one experience to change all of that. So I suggest you do that. Take care of other people, because you don't know who's ikusasa. Maybe the same person you took care of yesterday is going to be the one person who's going to get you out of a hole. Yeah. Allow yourself to feel. Allow yourself to be upset. Allow yourself to be sad. Because I feel like if we avoid, if we just don't feel these emotions that we know that are there, chances are they'll come back at a later stage, and as well, we are so exaggerated. They're gonna be like multiplied. Okay, let me put it to you this way. If you find yourself in a place where you're just so sad, feel that sadness until you can't feel it anymore. Because what's the worst that could happen if you feel it and feel it and feel it, and then you can't feel it anymore? Chances are it won't hurt you anymore. I mean, yeah, man. Allow yourself to feel all these things. If you feel upset, feel it till you can't feel it anymore. That's the best way to put it. Feel it until you can't feel it. I think I'm gonna write that down somewhere. Feel it until you can't feel it anymore. Allow yourself, because feelings are meant to move. Emotions are meant to move. They're not meant to be in one place. So you can't feel sad forever. You can't feel upset forever. You can't be angry forever. You can't be frustrated forever. So feel it until you can't feel it anymore. Trust me, it helps. Next is life is short. Yeah, Omunyangas was, but you're only 22. So how do you know that? I know that because I see things happen around me that make me realize that life is short. You know, we hear about people who die at the age of 20, who die at the age of 16, who die at the age of 10. And you're like, that person hasn't even lived that long, but they're already dead. Makes you realize that life is short. And you don't know what was funny. That's the truth. That's the reality. We don't know when we're going to die. We don't even know how we're going to die. But live your life as if there is no tomorrow. I know a lot of people say this and you're like, but there will be a tomorrow. But truth is, you don't know that. And we say, I'll see you tomorrow, I'll see you next week. And we make plans for the following year, the following week, the following day. But the truth is, we don't know if we'll live to see that day, that week, that year, that moment. So live as if there is no tomorrow. Because truth is, we don't know if there is. Not that tomorrow is in the future. Tomorrow is in the following day. So life is short. You must live unapologetically, but that doesn't mean live wildly and do things that'll get you in trouble, but do things that make your heart full. Do things that make you forget to check your phone. Yep. Next one. Fighting isn't always violence. Yeah, I don't know why we always snarl and when you fight for something, you need to beat someone up. You need to use violence. But fighting isn't always violent. Fighting could be an emotional thing. You could fight your way through depression. You're still fighting. You could fight for your opportunities. You're still fighting. You're not using violence, but you're still fighting. You know? So you must, I say, fight for the things that matter to you. Fight for things that you want, that you need. Yeah, but you must fight. And fighting isn't always violent. And I don't condone any violence on this channel. So, no. You didn't hear it here. So, she said you must use violence when you fight. Did I? Because nah, I remember saying fighting isn't always violent. The next point, if you weren't ready for it, you wouldn't have the opportunity. This is like, I think this is my favorite one because let me not even talk about that. But if you weren't ready, then the opportunity wouldn't come your way. That means you haven't had the opportunity for that period of time because you were not ready. And that can only mean that you are the only person who's slowing you down, honey. So you must get your affairs in order, okay? So that when an opportunity arises, you take it with both hands. Prepare yourself for what's about to come. Prepare yourself, even if it's for something maybe that's looked down upon, like a presentation, for instance. But the truth is, if you were not ready, then you wouldn't have the opportunity. Think about it, hun. Right, the next point is knowing yourself takes time and patience. And I think a lot of adults can attest to this. There are people who say, I still don't know what I like. I don't know what I want. I don't know where I need to be, you know. And it takes time and patience. And you must give yourself that time. You must be patient with yourself. And maybe you should try a lot more other things so you can just rule out, okay, that I don't like. And it doesn't take a day or 2 weeks. it takes a lot of time. Nami, at this age, I'm not sure what I want. I don't know. I don't know myself fully yet, you know? And there are aspects of knowing yourself. And it takes time to know those aspects. Sometimes you thought you want something, you thought you liked something, you thought you needed something, but then you realize, actually, I don't. And sometimes kuthatha ukuthi uqalele phansi and go back to the drawing board and be like, okay, I just need to figure this out real quick, because right now it's not giving what it's supposed to give. You know what I'm saying? Right, the next point, let me just count how many points I've already spoken here, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, number 15. If it doesn't feel right, it probably isn't. My mom has said this to me a few times. If you're having doubts about it, don't do it. If you're having doubts about it, don't go there. If you're having doubts about it, just you get it. Because chances are uzoyenza and uzozola after. So if it doesn't feel right, don't do it. Even with people, if something that they're doing doesn't feel right, distance yourself. You know, it doesn't always have to be easy or circumstances that we find ourselves in. Even with people, if they just don't, chances are they're not good for you. You understand? Point number 16. Be grateful for what you have. Yo, yabo le siva everywhere la samagon. Siva almost every time something happens in zethu. Sometimes kuthatha ukuthi kulahleke something. Thatha ukuthi kushona umuntu. Thatha ukuthi ube ne near death experience ukuze ubone ukuthi kahle kahle lento enginayo omunye umuntu akanayo. And you should be grateful every day. Kungaze kufike lapho. Like, I really pray ukuthi empilweni yami kungaze kufike to a point where I lose something or someone that I really love and adore ukuze ngibone ukuthi kahle kahle I was really lucky to have that thing or that someone in my life. You understand? Ngavumi ukuze kufike lapho kuleyo point, because then your gratefulness might be too late. Yeah, too late. Because I didn't tell this person just how much I appreciate their presence in my life. I didn't appreciate lente that much in my life when it was there, you know. I'm telling you, I lost a phone last year. And every time I think about it, I was like, as the phone even its features, I was starting to appreciate its features even. You know, it's those little things that actually show you just how much something is to you or was to you. So you must be grateful for what you have. Number 17. You won't get the results if you don't work. And it's not only for abantwana besikolo. You don't get the results if you don't work. If you have a goal, but you don't work towards it, chances are you won't attain it. It's that simple. Something like exercise, like you want to have that summer body, you want to have that perfect figure, that flat tummy, you know, those toned legs and all of that. You won't get the results if you don't wake up every morning, you go to the gym or exercise wherever. If you don't eat right, angeke uze uyithole leyo mali if you don't save. if you get 10 rand, uthatha ukuthi ubeke leyo 1 rand every time ukuthi uyithole le mali uyifunayo. All in all, if you don't work for it, you won't get the results if you don't work. And I know this. I used to be like, as in, and then I just, again. And then it's cutting us slow. I'm like, if I was consistent and committed to this, I would have been enjoying the fruits of my labor right now. But I didn't. So take it from me, you won't get the results if you don't work. In almost everything, basis. If you have a YouTube channel, if you don't post regularly like this girl over here, then you won't reach the 1 million subscribers that you want. Yeah, but you must take it, must be consistent. Do it every day if you have to, You must go out and get inspiration if you have to do what you have to do and work towards what you want, and you will get the results. Number 18. Ayabogele is the cliche of cliches. Procrastination is a thief of time. If you don't know what procrastination is, it's like putting things off for a later time. You're like, I'm going to do it tomorrow. I'm going to do it on Tuesday. I'm going to do it just now. And by the time upapama from that deep sleep of procrastination, it's got to be sambile, and chances are kuzobe late. Something like doing a school assignment. You're like, okay, wait 2 minutes. Let me just finish off this video. Let me just scroll through this TikTok. Let me just, let me see what Instagram is all about. 10 hours later, Melo submit. And you're still stuck on page 1. Procrastinate sometimes. That's not more. But get ukhala when it's sihambile and you're like, I haven't done this, I haven't done that, and man isn't late. Stop it. Stop. Number 19. God's time is his timing. God's timing is his timing. And when God decides to do something, sometimes you've been praying for his seat, and you're like, Lord, I need this and I need that, and please help me get this, help me get that. I need to do this, I need to do that. And he's like, ooh, look at this one. For all these years I've been teaching you this and that, but still you haven't learned a thing. And when God keeps writing is him. No me too, but when he decides to answer your prayers, it's like the most amazing thing you've ever seen. And you're like, you were just preparing me. I know this God has been like really silent at one period of my life. I was like, like when I'm phone like phone me nang phumelele ne angifuni endaweni ethile ne. So now one goes over to I've had those moments. Ngimthethisa uNkulunkulu noma ngithandaza ngizwe ukuthi yazi ngigwatile. I don't want to pray. I don't want to talk to God because I'm angry at him. But when he answered my prayers, he even gave me more than I asked for. Lord, can I please have an orange? I need this because I suffer with my digestive system and I just need an orange. It doesn't make sense, but listen. And if I can just get an orange, I can just drink its juice. I can just, Lord, I need an orange. You pray. Second day, Lord, I need an orange. Third day, Lord, I need an orange. Fourth, fifth, sixth, 10th day, 20th day, 2 weeks later, still no prayer. 1 month later, you get 10 oranges. What? Me? But I only asked for 1. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. I don't deserve 10. I just needed 1. Now you can, pick and choose what you want. That's how God is. And so his timing is never wrong. He knows the end from the beginning. And this is true because then if chances are bezodina or bengeke iziseve its purpose empilweni yakho ngaleso sikhathi. So you must trust God's timing. I know it's not easy, and sometimes you pray and God doesn't answer immediately, but that's because he knows what's best for you. Okay, number 19. Angisazi or 19 or ngaki. Anyway, keeping a routine helps. A routine in everything. You could have a morning routine, you could have a skincare routine, you could have a diet routine. Like keeping a routine helps. Now it makes you sane. Having a morning routine, you could wake up in the morning, you brush your teeth, you have breakfast, you go to the gym, you come back, you do what you need to do. Keeping a routine helps. Because then you keep track of isn't, doesn't, and whatnot. So you must keep a routine, baby. It helps. It really helps. And number 21. It's 21. I don't know. Discipline is a thing. It's almost the same as keeping a routine, or like they're in the same avenue, whatever. But discipline is a thing. You must be disciplined in saving money. Be disciplined in keeping a journal. Be disciplined in whatever sphere of your life that needs discipline. You are most probably gonna like be smiling at the end of the year or at the end of the month, at whatever time limits or time, whatever you set for yourself. But being disciplined is actually a thing. And with one now, you're gonna get into the habit of doing things and being disciplined, and I think it's gonna make your life a lot more wholesome than it is now if you just be disciplined in into, even if it's ukudla at a certain time. You tell yourself ngidla ngo-9, ngidla ngo-12, ngidla ngo-3, ngidla ngo-7. You're gonna be disciplined. Even your brain, your body is gonna get into the habits. Yeah, so your life is gonna be a lot more fulfilling if you're disciplined. And my last point, I saved it really for the last because it is the best. Your parents are not your enemies. It may feel like it, but your parents are not your enemies. You are probably very lucky if you have parents abakhuzayo, abakubonisa indlela, and that just says that they love you. And when at the time, because we are ifunayo, you don't feel like they love you. You feel like they are the enemies of progress. But the truth is, your parents are not your enemies. And if they tell you not to do something, and your heart, your body, your mind, your spirit, even your toes, they want to do it, be grateful for your parents, guys. There are people out there who don't have parents, and when you do, and you are acting the way you are acting because your friend said it's good. Shame. And yeah, boy, if your parents say, umuntu onjenjenje akekho right, chances are akekho right vele lo muntu loyo. You understand? So ungabi, don't think or don't perceive your parents as enemies, because they're not. 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line, you'll be very grateful what they said no, or they didn't give you whatever it is that you wanted at the time. So all in all, you guys, respect your parents, be grateful for your parents, listen and obey your parents. You understand? Otherwise, we have come to the end of this video. Please do consider subscribing if you are new here. But if you're a returning subscriber, thank you. And thank you guys for 61 subscribers. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Let's take it to 100, okay? Just tell your friends to tell your friends that sis is over here, all right? Thank you so much for tuning in. I really do hope these points ansizile, and hopefully you will do the right thing, especially when your family and parents are involved, because nyana bo khandashisa andifuna ukuva nix. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. I do hope you enjoyed this video and that you took 1 or 2 things from it. Otherwise, I will see you in the next one. Bye.